go. We want to talk about music today. My good brother here, Idris. Idris is going to drop some science, because Radio Raheem reporting here, we do this. So you get some true factual information, and we step right into as elders and knowing what's going on in this community. And I want to know how you feel and what's your concerns about the music industry and music that the children are consuming today. Let's talk about that.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon everyone. The music. Well, music as a people has always been instrumental to us. It's a very important part of our lives. And those of us who are old enough, I was born in 1952, so the music that I've been exposed to in the 70 plus years, I'm concerned because I'm around young people and I hear the stuff that they're being exposed to, the stuff that passes as music, and the detriment. The stuff has no redeemable quality. The lyrics, trash.
No redeemable quality.
The rhythm, trash. The quality of the music. I mean, I consider myself a product of Motown. With the violins and the horn and the strings, and then with the jazz and the instrumentation of the music. It's nothing now. Now they're using computer beats and the quality is low. I'm only hoping that after it reaches so low that it begins to rebound and come back up. But it's really
why didn't it come back up? That's maybe another conversation.
Well, I just listened to this woman. Her name is Whitney Webb. She's written some books. She's very popular. She's breaking down this whole Epstein thing, and she mentions the names of people that control the music. And it's always been a special group of people that control our music. They've been the controllers. They're the producers. And he talked about, in one of the clips that I saw, it talked about the connection between private prisons and music. So the people that control the music are also investors in the private prisons. So the music has been used to corrupt the minds of the youth and lead them into filling up the prisons. They use music to, well, I don't even want to call it music. They know certain vibrations.
Well, young people would say you're insulting them.
Okay, fine.
You wouldn't call it music.
I wouldn't. It's not so much an insult to them. It's an insult. They don't know.
Thank you.
They don't know.
Thank you. They don't know.
Insult them.
You would never insult our babies.
No, I'm not insulting them. And this is why you walk the streets and young people are so stressed out and so their minds and their networking has been so corrupted by the music. So they don't even know. They're not even aware. One of the great jazz musicians talked about this, how music creates stress. He said that the young people in the rap are using what they call loops. You probably know more about that.
Yeah, I know about loops. Talk
looping,
about that though. That story.
They'll take certain segments of a song from the 70s, from the 80s.
Sampling,
and they loop it. Because music has a progression. And like when you listen to a song, music goes through changes. And it goes, starts out, has an introduction, and then it gets into it, and then it has changes, and it progresses. But what looping does, looping will use a certain portion of a song, and instead of progressing, you waiting for it to go, and it loops back.
You locked in.
So it keeps looping. it never progresses, and it builds up tension in the listener. Okay, that looping, because there's no progression in the music, and that creates tension. So it's not uncommon to hear young people say, "Man, I'm stressed," and they don't even know why they're stressed. You know, it's causing the music they're listening to. And then the piece that I listened to with this Whitney Webb talked about not just the relationship between the music and the private prison system, but it talked about gangster rap. How certain people were involved in promoting gangster rap. So now you can't even, a young person who wants to produce something positive, you're not going to hear it. They can't get airplay. They can't get, they can't be heard. So it has to go underground. Now you're more familiar with that stuff. There's an underground market of music. Yeah, it's not in the public. It's not on the radio waves. You're not going to hear it. You have to go underground, and you have to try to produce your positive music, whether it be rap or whether it can't be heard. That's not the agenda. Positiveness. What was the group that did all the revolutionary Public Enemy?
Public Enemy.
Like
Arrested Development.
Yeah, you don't hear.
X-Clan.
You can't hear that type of stuff now. It's not.
Immortal Technique.
Yeah.
I just mentioned a few that are doing very well without the mainstream music apparatus.
Yes, I know. Again, that's you're more into that than I am. You're familiar. You come out of that. Radio Raheem.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. But today, the conversation, the conversation shifts to a brother who enjoys music, who knows music, knows the young people, and hear and see the effects that music is having on our young people. You lived a time when, like you said, music was very musical.
Uplifting. The music I mentioned Curtis Mayfield earlier. If you go back and revisit his music, man, very uplifting stuff. Many of the artists, the music was positive. It was instrumental. It was, it was soothing. It was, it was positive. Now, even James Brown, I don't want nobody to give me nothing. Open the door, I get it myself. Say it loud. I'm like, he came. Of course, he came with the rhythm and the beat. But his lyrics. If you listen to some old James Brown, his lyrics were very uplifting and positive. People talking loud and saying nothing. There's a lot of that going on. Everybody's talking. With the social media now, everybody has a venue to say what's on their mind. And some people just need to shut up. A lot of people, they have nothing, nothing positive and uplifting to contribute, So yeah, it's
nothing positive to contribute.
Nothing to the state of mind of the youth, state of mind of the world. It's just about trying to make some money. That's all. That's the main objective. The only objective. They'll say what they think people want to hear. And right now, I'm telling you what, the most positive, the most uplifting, and a lot of the comedians now, they're really. There's this guy, what do you call himself, Godfrey, which I don't remember being familiar with him, but now he's got a lot of short clips, talking about what's going on socially, But yeah, our music has to be reclaimed. We have to reclaim our music, and make it positive and uplifting.
Reclaim our music.
Yes, we have to reclaim it.
Reclaiming our music, yes.
And
how would that look? Where would it start?
You know more about that than I do, right?
I guess that's going to be on another video.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for dropping some science on what you notice and what you know about what's going on with the music.
Yes. It's a main avenue of oppression now these days. We're making us oppress ourselves. Inshallah.